if I see somebody acting stupid. Now I've learned to live with it, okay? So, I can't stand that I can't figure what's happening to me. How can I not know what's happening to me? So, after great struggle, then I asked my closest friends, what do you think is happening to me? This is what is happening to me. The only thing they can say is, did you drink something? Did you pop something? Did somebody give you something? So, because you only think this is how it can happen. Because human mind works only from the information that it already has. Please see this. It can only work from the data that it already has. It only churns up various combinations and permutations of what you have and makes it look very exuberant, but actually you're only recycling the past in your mind all the time. Spiritual process will not come this way. One thing is that it does not belong to the past, for sure. Purva Janma Karma, what about that? That is maybe a preparation probably, but it will not happen because of that. Whatever it may be, if your life experience… people keep on saying, but my life experience has been bitter, yours has been good. That's not the point. If life experience has been bitter for you, you should have gotten wiser sooner than others, isn't it? If you have a working intelligence, I'm saying. So, what is happening? I don't think I'll ever get to articulate that, I'm not that educated.
Sadhguru, you carry yourself with such ease and poise. So just wondering if you have a bad day or you're frustrated at times, and how do you actually tackle such situations? Maybe during the Dhyanalinga consecration, maybe disciples like us, we don't really match up to your learning curve or expectations. So how do you grapple with such situations?
Why are you trying to label a day as a bad day or a good day? It is only human beings who, in their experience, they do these things to themselves. Why they do these things to themselves is, see, today there was a glorious sunrise. Millions of flowers blossomed across the planet. So many wonderful things are happening, even the stars are twinkling right now, the moon is full today. Everything is fantastic. But one worm of a thought in your head can make a mess out of you, isn't it so? Isn't it so? So why this is so is, somewhere you are giving or ascribing a lot more importance to your psychological process than the existential process. Instead of being a life, you're being a psychological case. Yes? Because your thought process and your emotion has become far more important than the existential process. That is the only problem, isn't it? Or in other words, the creation, the Creator's creation has not impacted you enough yet. So you think your petty creation in your head is bigger than that. Or to put it bluntly, you're too full of yourself, that's the only reason why you can have a bad day. Otherwise, why? No, the stock market crashed. So what, the sun rose? So many things happen. Does it mean to say nothing goes wrong in my life? More things go wrong with my life than anybody else's life, probably. Anybody here, I would say. Because I don't hesitate to just put my hand into just about anything. Understand? I do not hesitate to put my hand into anything. When you put your hand into just about anything, lot of things will bite you, right? Naturally it will. I want you to understand this. The whole process of suffering is essentially that you have not opened your eyes, you have not peeled your eyes properly and look at the grandeur of everything that's happening around you. Not yet. You've not paid attention. You looked at the world like this. You must look at the world like this. If you just look at one thing, you can't believe how it is. If you ever look at an ant, just see what kind of technology has gone into it, it can keep you engaged for the rest of your life doing research, yes or no? So the problem is just this, that you are giving too much importance to what's happening in your little head, not paying attention to all the magnificent things that are happening in the existence. I have never seen a bad day in the existence. I've only seen bad days in people's moods and minds, isn't it? So I made myself like this, that nothing happens within me without my choice. If there was a choice for you today, would you make this into a blissful day or a miserable day? If you had a choice, what's the choice for yourself? What's the choice for yourself? Blissful day. What you want for your neighbor may be debatable, but what you want for yourself, for sure, it's a good day, super good day, isn't it? So I make it like that for myself, no matter what the hell is happening.
What I want to add is that what you are telling us is that we should all live like angels, which we are.
Oh, no, don't do that.
In a kingdom of heaven.
No.
And be part of the whole cosmic power of the whole universe and live happily every moment of our life, regardless of what is happening around us. Is that what you were trying to tell us, is my question, sir.
If I've been so unclear, I'm sorry, but that's not what I'm trying to tell you, sir. Because I don't know how angels live, they look very uninteresting to me. From the comic books and pictures that I've seen, I find the angels very uninteresting. Indian angels look little more well-dressed and whatever. The generally angels means the white-winged ones look totally whatever. All this talk about angels and heaven and God, there's so much God and divine talk in the world only because most human beings have not realized the immensity of being human. I want you to explore the immensity of being human. If your humanity overflows, divinity will descend in search of you. Nobody need to go in search of God. If you make yourself in a certain way, what the hell can you do? Because divine is the slave of the creation. I want you to understand this. Because only if there is creation, creator is of some significance, isn't it so? Yes or no? Only because there is creation, creator is of some significance. So only because I am here, the creator is of some significance, isn't it? So if this becomes a full-blown human being, then creator cannot help being exposed. In everything he will be exposed, divinity will be exposed in everything, you don't have to go in search of it. Please don't go in search of heaven. The most important thing is to realize the immensity of what it means to be human, because it's not a simple thing. It's not a simple thing to be human. It's not just one more creature who eats, sleeps, reproduces and dies one day. This creature is capable of immense possibilities. My request is every human being should explore that rather than jumping into some conclusion.
You say compassion is sort of another name for spirituality? Compassion and joy, the joy of day-to-day living, is it another name for spirituality?
It is not another name for spirituality, it is one more tool for spirituality. Spirituality is not about compassion or joy or love. See, this is like this. If a society is hungry for food, they will say food is the highest thing. Anna Lakshmi, you know. Nowhere else in the world there is such a thing. If a society is continuously stricken by diseases, health will be the highest thing. A society knows only turmoil, peace will be the highest thing. We are always putting up values in our lives. Love is God, love is the center of the universe. Love is a human emotion, it's a wonderful thing, but every human being is capable of it. People say God is love, I don't know why God should be love, only you must be hugely deprived. That's why you think God is love and from there He will shower love upon you from heaven, because you haven't found one person or you haven't made yourself in such a way that… you've made yourself in such a way nobody loves you in Mumbai.
You said at one point in the book that a guru's compassion is not different from his conspiracy.
I was just trying to feed the poet in you.
It seems almost to suggest that love is a kind of manipulation.
These are all just different words but the same thing. You can live here either in inclusiveness or exclusiveness, that's all the choice you have. If you have included people around you as a part of yourself, you do certain things to them. If you have excluded them from who you are, you do certain other things to them. You can call this management, you can call this conspiracy, you can call this compassion, you can call this love. Essentially, you can live here either including people as yourself or excluding them from you. If you have excluded life around you, you will see how to use them. If you have included life around you as yourself, you will see how to nurture them. To nurture somebody, if you have a child, to nurture him, don't you have conspiracies against the child? Against is not the word, don't you have conspiracies for the child? To send him to school, how much conspiracy you have to do in the morning? Yes or no? If you don't know how to conspire for your child, he may become nothing. He may become no good, isn't it? Don't you have all kinds of conspiracies for your children? If you love somebody, you're full of conspiracy, isn't it? Because not everything can be just presented on the plate and this is it. It doesn't work… life doesn't work like that. So, why can't compassion be a conspiracy? Or why can't conspiracy be compassionate? Both are possible and both are so. All these are just words. Essentially, are you inclusive or exclusive? That's all the question is, isn't it? If you're inclusive, you're allowed… if you've included somebody as a part of yourself, you can do whatever you want with them. If you've not included somebody as a part of yourself, you have no business to touch them, that's all I would say.
You sound like a bit of fun, so I don't feel inhibited in asking you this question, and that is, does a guru need a costume?
Shall I take it off? Anyway, have you ever seen a guru, any other guru being dressed like this? No. So this is not a guru costume. This is the way an Indian man used to be dressed for a long time in this country. Why he dressed like this is because considering the weather conditions, considering the situation around, considering what we produce in this land, considering all that, we made our own kind of clothing. You're dressed the way you are right now. Why you don't have your tie? You're dressed the way you are because you've not been able to shake off the slavery of 300 years. I shook it off. There was a time when I was teaching with my denim pants and t-shirt and I'm doing spiritual teaching and blasting people from this and that. Even then things worked, even then people gathered. But then, is it not important that when people have to look at you constantly, that you make yourself… you can't become pretty, I can't change this, but at least present yourself properly, because people are looking at you all the time. If I was living in the jungle, I would take off everything and sit with my loincloth or maybe even without it. Now you're in a society, is it not important you dress in a way? Is it not important for every human being to make himself into a pleasant human being in every possible way, including the way he looks, to whatever extent he or she can? Is it not an important contribution to life around you? No? Yes. And there are also other aspects to this. Why? With all the fairness to all the other people that you're commenting about, why the yogis and gurus wear unstitched clothing most of the time, and if they wear loose clothing, it is extraordinarily loose, is simply because there are certain other aspects to your body which is more than the physical body. There's a whole activity happening around your body every moment of your life. If you're conscious of it, you will accommodate that also, otherwise you'll wear skin-tight clothing and walk around not knowing what's happening to you. If you're just flesh and bone, skin-tight clothing seems to be all right. But when you're aware there is so much more to you, you naturally give sufficient space because it makes a lot of difference. There are any number aspects to this, it's not a time to explore that. But with all the fairness to all the other people who go bare-chested or just cover themselves with a shawl, they're not wearing a costume to impress you. They're wearing it because they're doing certain sadhana, they're aware of their energies, they feel restricted if they wear tight stitched clothing. That's why they wear like that.
Sometimes one winds up discussions only for practical reasons. I've wound up the book for practical reasons. It's not over yet. There is…
I'm alive still.
There is a wonderful French poet, Paul Valéry, who says that you never finish a poem, you just abandon it. So the book is abandoned.
Oh, by the reader or the writer?
Hopefully in an interesting state of abandonment for readers. Do pick up your copy if you're inclined, but I'd just like to thank all of you for staying as long as you have, and SadhGuru for making the time, for being the kind of subject one doesn't want to abandon. Thank you.
कि हर ख्वाहिश पे दम निकले, बहुत निकले मेरे अरमान, लेकिन फिर भी कम निकले। हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी कि हर ख्वाहिश पे दम निकले। मारियो बाण घाव नहीं तन पे।
You are my perfect mirror, you show me what I'm not. In the endless pit of what once was me, layer and layer you peel off me. The pain it is, but the joy it brings. So thank you for showing me what I'm not, for showing me what